Hiya, pal.
Dan, how's it going? You all right?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay, thanks.
Good, good. Really sorry, your screen is sideways. Oh, there you go.
Is that better?
That's better. How are you, mate?
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good,
It's
good. How's
everyone's living through lockdown.
I know, I was just about to ask you, how's lockdown been treating you?
Been all right, to be honest. I've been working from home since March, so we went in on the Monday and they sent us home on the Tuesday, and we've been here ever since. So
Oh,
one of them things, unfortunately.
Oh, God bless you, mate. God bless you. Well, thank you for doing this. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah,
Basically,
no
what I'm trying
problem.
to do at the moment is obviously we've had lockdown. I'm trying to rebuild a music community for North Wales because you got Chester and places like Chester which have a very tight packed community, whereas North Wales, Flintshire, Buckley, for example, we don't have that much. So if I can
Yeah,
just make a small group of people come together and then hopefully one day when we're allowed to have a gig together or put something on where we're all allowed to play, it'd be nice. That's all I'm trying to
yeah,
do.
no, I'd
Yeah.
love to do that.
Yeah. Right. So we'll just jump straight into things. How did
Sure.
you first get into music?
I've always been a massive fan of music, and I think I had older brother and sisters, and they were like 9, 12 years older than me. So there was always kind of that influence when I was little. And my mum and dad were always like never really into music as such, like playing, but we're always big music fans. There was always like music on in the house.
Yeah.
You know, back when I was small, so David Bowie was massive in our house. My mum's a massive fan of him.
Bowie. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And then my sister was massive into Guns N' Roses, so she kind of put me onto them. So I liked them from when I was probably 9, 10. And then I went through school, obviously, and we were very lucky being nearly 40, well 41 I am. We went through that massive Britpop phase and Oasis and all the rest of that was just superb. But the singing side of things, I've always like done karaoke and bits like that. But I used to do more croony stuff. So like Frank Sinatra and Tom Jones and things like that.
Oh wow.
And always got asked at like family parties and stuff to sing, but never actually went into go into a band as such. But then on my 40th birthday, I had the TIV in Buckley. You're probably aware of it.
Yeah.
I hired that out for me 40th and had a local band play, the Fortune Sellers. I don't know if you've heard of them. They play.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. They're a good band. One of the lads was working for me at the time, so I asked them to come down, and I said, "Do you mind if I do a couple of tracks with you?" So I went to the studio in Wrexham and had a little practice one Thursday, and then sung 3 songs on my birthday.
Oh, brilliant. Which one was it? Amp that you went to?
It was like a nuclear bunker or former nuclear bunker. It was just outside of Wrexham.
Not by Eagles Meadow, then.
Called. No, it was like it was more. I can't think where the area is now. It was like right out in the sticks.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an old nuclear bunker. You had to go in there, and
wow.
they were just doing their normal band practice, and I just went down and had a sing, and they were like, "Wow, you're really good. We were expecting you to be rubbish," type thing.
Oh.
And then obviously a song on my birthday, and the buzz from the crowd was just superb. And I thought, right, I'm going to start looking now. And now I'm a bit older, my career's on track, more time to do the band kind of thing. So
yeah,
luckily then fell into the Blueberry Hawks.
Yeah, how did you find Boz and Andy and all them?
Well, we all drink together in the same local down in Lane End in Buckley in the Bell. Okay. So I've always chatted with them and always had we always go out on a Friday night after work and have a few drinks and have a laugh. And they'd kind of, Boz was doing he was going to do a festival this summer on his dad's land in Northup, Boz Fest. And it was to raise money. It was to raise money, a charity gig. Okay. So they kind of all come together to form a band in order to play at that gig. And at the time, they had another lad who drinks with us, Mike. He was lead singer at the time, but he'd just had a baby and just taken on a new business. So he was like, "Look, I can't really commit the time that you're going to need."
No.
So they started looking for a singer, and then they came to my birthday and they were like, "Do you fancy doing it?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it." Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
it's been superb. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It probably helped me get through lockdown back in March, just having songs to learn and stuff, and obviously send the videos through. And then we're really lucky because Boz has got a studio in his garage. He converted his garage, and he's got all the mixing stuff there. And then Martin, the drummer, he's like technical whiz on computers, so he's been pulling the videos together.
Oh,
so it's just superb to see the things come together. No, it's been really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but can't wait for a bit of normality to do an actual gig.
Oh, I bet. Have you, other than the TIV, have you done any gigs before other than karaoke?
No, not really. When I joined the RAF straight from school, so I was like 17, and we had a little play about with a band on camp, but we never really did anything with it. We just did a couple of like nights for people on camp rather than going off and getting paid for it as such. But yeah, no, I haven't. I had Insanity Beach at my wedding, and I sung with them at my wedding, but I don't know if you've heard of them. Yeah, they're a decent band. They're from the Wirral. They've been going years. Yeah, they're a really good band as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, in the band then, do you write your own music, or is it just the covers that you do at the moment?
No, because we were launching the videos online, we kind of went down the covers route. Just to get our name out there, and people will listen to covers more than they will listen to originals, unfortunately, which is what you tend to find. But we have, I mean, Boz has been in the music side of things for years, and he's got albums and albums worth of stuff there. Yeah. And Mike also writes songs. I've never kind of done it, but Boz just said, if you ever think of anything, just write it down. If you get any feelings or whatever, just write them down and send them across. And I was kind of, I don't know, I was shying away from it a bit. But then, I don't know if you've seen it on our page, we did an original song for Remembrance Day to raise money for the British Legion. And
I wrote that one now.
No, I haven't seen that one. It's called Fallen Heroes, and I wrote that. I went to see my parents. They live in Spain. I went to see them in October.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just had like a feeling I wanted to write something down. So I was out in the sun, and I just wrote down all the lyrics to that and sent it across to Boz, and he put the music to it. And then we did a video, and we sent it. We put it onto Facebook to raise money for the British Legion. I think we ended up like just over 300 quid, but
that's brilliant.
It isn't bad. Yeah, no. It's not bad, but it was like we were saying at the time, if everyone that watched it had just put £1 in, we'd have raised. I think it was close to 5,000 views we got on that.
Wow.
Which was it was superb. But yeah, so I say I don't write songs, but I guess I kind of have wrote one, which is that one.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Well, so far, obviously, not being able to gig yet, but you've done songs through the likes of recording and practicing through Zoom, I'm guessing, but uploading to Facebook mostly. What's been your favourite song that you've practiced?
Oh, that's a tough one. So that we've put out onto Facebook. I mean, you can see when we first formed. I think Supersonic was the first song that we did that we actually put on Facebook. But as we kind of progress through, they've got better and better because we understand each other now a bit better. Yeah. We know what each other brings to the party, and they just progressively got better. The videos got better because Martin got used to the software that he was using, and then they just got better and better from that. So I think probably for me, we did Radiohead Creep, and that's quite a personal song to me. So
okay,
and it purely from my point of view, it kind of shows my range because obviously there's a lot of high notes back into middle notes to low notes, and I got a lot of positive comments from that. People personally saying, "Couldn't believe you could get up to that note and stuff." But that was really good. But I've enjoyed every single one of them, to be honest, and seeing it when we send in the video. So if I recorded this, I sent it into Boz. And we're obviously all recording separately because of lockdown. Then it all comes together, and he sends that first edit. It's like, it's just superb to see it all come together.
That's brilliant. So what is the process for it? Do you record to the track that's already been made? Do you wait for some of the clips to, like the guitar and drums, to come to you? How do you do it?
Yeah, when we first started, we did it purely off like the album track from Definitely Maybe for Supersonic, and we all just kind of played along to the original. Obviously, the guys playing the instruments don't have the original song in their ears, but I just kind of had it. I had the original playing, and I had another phone or camera, so I was just singing along to the original, and then with obviously out any background noise, and then send it into Boz, and then he pulls all the different parts in together. So I don't know how, some wizardry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did that. But then there was, I can't remember which song it was, but he sent, because there was a timing issue with Apple Music, he said it's like a couple of seconds out, which knocks everything out, to try and align it all up.
Yeah.
So he sent, I think it was Rocks, Primal Scream, he sent over, he'd done all the backing music and done all the music for it, and he sent that over to me, and I just recorded my voice kind of to the song.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it's really good. I don't know how he does it. To be honest, it's all like he has shown me a couple of times. Yeah, he is definitely a wizard, the Wizard of Boz.
Brilliant. Have you got any stories that you can just sort of share then? Because I'm not sure how you do. Do you do it through Zoom or do you do it through Messenger to start with?
No, we do it all via WhatsApp. So we just send the videos
Okay.
over via WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has there been, obviously not gigged yet, so it's a bit of a difficult question, but have you got any stories that have sort of happened where PG, hopefully, that people have sort of turned around and gone, bugger, I've recorded the wrong song, I've sent this over, or anything that's happened yet, or is it still yet to come?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's still yet to come. There's just been a few little funny things, like on the end when we did Neighborhood, Mike was playing his guitar in the back garden and filming it for the video, and then he knocked over all the beers that were in front of him. So at the end of the video, it's just like a slow-mo Manc Union fella going, "Oh no," and trying to catch all his beers. There's been a few different like outtakes and stuff. When I've been recording, knock stuff over, or I did a take for one of the songs. I can't remember what it was, and I thought, I've absolutely nailed that. Went back to send it, and I didn't actually press record, which is an absolute nightmare. So there's not really any stories as such from it, because obviously we're doing it all separately. So maybe there any mistakes are kind of kept back.
I didn't know about the bloopers, about the outtakes, so that's a good share.
Yeah.
Well,
I really enjoyed doing that video for you guys as well, the Band-Aid one. It was just it was something different.
When we got that through, I say we, I always say we, it's just myself and my partner. I was never a huge fan of the original version of Band-Aid, nor the revived one. But when you guys sent your version through, I just loved it. I loved it from the second of it. I was just like, this is different. This is incredible.
Originally, we were going to do Wizard, I think it was, but someone had already done it. Someone had already recorded it for you, and then I think it was Mike who said, should we do Band-Aid? And I was like, I'm the same as you. I'm not really a big fan of the original song. But then when they started playing with the music and stuff, I thought, it's a bit different. So, and then we got Martin's sister involved and a couple of others singing on the track, and I thought it really came together. So I was really chuffed with it. I was really chuffed with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really happy as well, because we raised a lot of money for Mind and Age UK. It was about £500 in total, which I was just over the moon with. Got so much support. Yeah, we got so much support after you guys came and we did the song. So I can't thank you enough for that.
No, it was great. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Brilliant. Well, just moving on then. Obviously, you're a vocalist. Are you artistic in any other ways? So do you paint? Do you draw? Do you write? Or is it solely your vocal that you focus on?
Yeah, it is, to be honest. I've never really been artistic or anything. I'm terrible at drawing. And then any kind of DIY or anything like that, I'm useless. But the other things that I get involved at, I'm part of the management team that run the Buckley Town Veterans football team.
Oh wow, okay.
So spend a bit of time doing that. Obviously when we can play,
Yeah,
but you'd be surprised how much of an organisation it takes. So, to be honest,
really.
yeah, it's really good. So we get involved with the first team, like having days down at the ground, tidying up and stuff like that. And the only other hobbies really is I'm into me gaming and football.
Okay.
I support Chester, so I go and watch Chester when we can.
Yeah. What about
Uh,
what about First League?
Premiership?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't support any
No.
Premiership side.
Okay.
No, I just support Chester. I go home and away watching Chester.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's bad enough. Don't want a Premiership team as well.
Yeah, fair point. I don't blame you. I'm a Liverpool fan, and we haven't scored in the. Well, this has been recorded on January 18th, so
Yeah.
so when this goes out, hopefully we've actually scored a goal.
No, I watched the game yesterday. I'm a big football fan, so I watch any big games
Yeah.
in the Premiership and stuff. Wasn't the best afternoon's entertainment, to be honest.
It was poor against United. It was
Yeah.
just poor.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately,
I think the.
just get back
Sorry,
to
go on.
we're just running slightly out of time. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So sorry, you go ahead with United. I'm
No,
a
I was just
football
gonna.
fan. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think people seem to have sussed Liverpool out at the minute, and they just they seem to stop Firmino, and then he's always been the conduit to get the other guys scoring, and
Yeah.
they're defensively very narrow, and you're struggling to get through to score goals, which is surprising considering you were flying. Well, a couple of months ago, and definitely last year.
Well, just before Christmas, we were top of the league. We're now fourth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't know what's happened there.
Always hard to retain the Premiership, though, isn't it?
Oh, I know.
Because all of a sudden you're the big boys that everyone wants to beat.
Yeah, everyone's gonna try that little bit harder.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, as I say, then just moving on to the way that we're talking at the moment, and to the way that you guys do your music. How do you feel the internet has impacted on music itself, whether it be as a genre or whether it be for musicians who are trying to get the music out there?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one because from our point of view, it's all we've done.
Yeah.
So we've only been on Facebook and posted videos. So from that side of things, it's been great for us because we can get videos out there and try and get a bit of a following ready for when we can actually do gigs. We're quite lucky because we know, like Paul, who runs the Blue Bell where we drink, and he runs the White Lion as well in Buckley, and he's already said that he wants us to do a gig when things are back up and running.
Brilliant.
And good friends with Rocky as well in the TIV, who owns the TIV. So we've got a few people that are already saying that we've got some gigs lined up as and when it does come back. But I think it has had for me, it's had a huge impact on your rock and roll bands, the Oasises of the world, and anyone else, Seahorses, Stone Roses, because everything just seems to be sampled nowadays. Unfortunately, there's no new massive bands breaking through because the internet kind of, for me, has kind of overarched it and just meant that the money isn't there essentially.
It's not at all.
So the attraction isn't there, which is a real shame, I think. But
I completely agree. I keep going back to one argument, and it is Spotify. Now, if you pay £10 per month for Spotify Premium, great. You can get all these songs, all these artists, fantastic. But look at it from an artist point of view, and I take this personally, this point. So it's great because my music is out there. It's out there for anyone and everyone to listen to. However, on the other side, I wouldn't mind having it as a part-time thing, sort of like an extra source of income. And
yeah, of course.
for about every 100 streams, I might get a penny.
Wow, is it that little?
It's something like that. It's
wow.
A little bit less than that. It's like 98 streams per penny. But that's just on one song, and it is so difficult. I put out my EP on Friday, Jan 15th, and over the first weekend, so whilst we're talking now on the Monday after, so the past 3 days, got 96 streams over 3 days, which I was over the moon about.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely.
really happy with that. I know that I'm not going to get a penny off it, but I know that people are listening to it, which means that, okay, a few more streams and could potentially see a penny.
Yeah,
But
wow,
that's the thing, though.
crazy.
If you're looking at someone who is just completely mindset on music will be my full-time career, I'm going to be playing Wembley next year, it's
Yeah.
not going to happen, unfortunately,
No,
which is
no,
an
definitely
absolute
not.
shame. It is a shame
Yeah,
because I see people like you guys, and I was speaking to Boz earlier, and I see people in bands who just gel together, are fantastic.
mm.
Yeah, sometimes they don't get that break, and that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sad
yeah.
thing because you can get people. Oh, there was that guy on X Factor years ago, Wagner, I think it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, did you see him?
I did.
That's probably I don't know, coming on 6, 7, 8 years ago. I have no idea, but he
Yeah,
was dreadful. Yet
yeah,
he
yeah.
still got to semi-finals. He still does stuff. He's he's still known. Whereas
Crazy, isn't it?
whereas you lose so much good talent to let
Yeah,
a bit of entertainment go on there.
exactly. It's like you say, you're speaking to Boz before. He's like out of this world. It never ceases to amaze me musically what he can do. You know, he'll write a song in a day and do all the music for it himself and pull
I'm
it all
exactly the
together
same.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and pull it all together and mix it together. Like play the drums, play the guitar, play the keyboard. It's just like I'm blown away by it. And I think when I first joined the band, I was always like, I'm just a singer type thing. But then as we've done more and more, and people keep saying, yeah, but without you, they wouldn't be putting their stuff out there type thing.
Yeah.
I'm growing more and more in confidence as we progress through our short journey together. But no, it's been great. I really enjoyed it, and they're such superb lads. And we're willing to do anything and play anything as well, which is always a bonus.
Yeah.
If anyone suggests anything, we'll have a. It's never like, oh no, it's always we'll have a crack at it.
Yeah, that is good to hear. It's good that you talk as well, because you get so many bands which are sort of like they have a front man and it's the front
Yeah,
man and his band.
yeah.
Whereas
No,
with
it's
you
definitely
guys,
not
yeah,
that.
you guys, you're a 5 piece, aren't you? So
Yeah.
you've got 5 different pieces of musical knowledge, musical talent, and you come from different places,
Mm.
which is brilliant because you can put all that together.
It's superb as well. Like even seeing like I think he's been drumming. I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to put him down, but I'm pretty sure it was last January he started actually learning properly
Wow.
how to drum. And he's been having his lessons weekly. So before we went to lockdown again, we were going to practice at Boz's, and he's obviously having his lessons in between, and you could see him getting progressively better each time. So even though it wasn't myself progressing, I still took pride in seeing him, coming up that learning curve, I suppose.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Just all progressing together as a band.
Yeah. Well, take a new artist or a new band then. What would your advice be to them if they're just starting out at the moment from your experiences?
Wow, that's a tough question. Being I've only been doing it since March myself, but I suppose it's just never be afraid, but be confident in yourself. If you're starting to look and put music out there, then you're obviously very talented. And I think there's a lot of people that can play instruments and stuff that just never show it or never put it out to the world. And I think that's a shame. And it might be down to circumstance, or it might be down to them not wanting to do it. But when I did my 40th gig, I just got such a rush from it that I just thought, right, I want more of that. Yeah. So I'm gonna try get out there. And I think if you speak about music, it's always good because you very rarely meet people that don't like music. So you can always chat about music. And if I suppose in these lockdown things, and like you raise money for Mind, if you've got something to chat about, it's always good to get out the monotonous day to day of working from home.
I completely agree.
So I'd say try it. as I said before, we're really lucky we can get people to do videos and stuff. Martin to do our videos, and Boz does our mixing and things like that. But I'm pretty sure that if somebody wanted to do a recording or whatever, that Boz is always, or I don't want to put him under any pressure, but I'm pretty sure that if somebody said to him, "Can I have a go at recording this?" then he would let them. So it's just be confident in yourselves, and I think you'll always get people that will put you down no matter what you release. It could be the greatest track in the world, but don't listen to the one or the two voices that give you the negativity. Listen to the 95% that are being positive with you. I think would be a good suggestion.
That's brilliant. I couldn't have put that better. Fantastic. Honestly, that is fantastic. Right, so obviously being in the band, quite relatively new. What is next for you guys? What have you got any plans that you can share, or are you sort of waiting at the moment?
Yeah, it's still kind of up in the air, as I touched on before. And we know quite a lot of people and people who own venues that do live music, so they're quite keen for us to do a gig. I suppose the first thing for us is to get a set list done. I think we've probably got about 7 or 8 songs now, so it's about 45 minutes, I guess. So you could do a support slot, but we haven't got a full repertoire as such where we could do a full gig at this stage. But I'm pretty naive to how these are booked and things like that, being relatively new to it. But I'm pretty sure that you'd never get a full gig straight away anyway.
But you never know. So, you never know.
Yeah.
All you need to do is message a pub or a bar or a venue and say, here's a video of what we've done. Can we have a gig?
Yeah.
I've done that so many times, and they come back and say, yes, we've got so-and-so available. We've got this date. And then it's just that build up to it then. I would recommend, this is just me personally, I like to have 30 songs to hand, just so that I've got 12 for the first set, 12 for the second, and then I'll finish at 11 o'clock. If the owners and the crowd say, look, can you do a few more? Then you've got an extra 6, which you can play with. That's just me personally, though. Wow. With you guys, it'll be completely different.
No, that's really good advice. I hadn't really. The only thing that I've kind of thought of is when you do start doing gigs, what if people ask for requests and you obviously you can't just learn them off the hat? So how do you?
No, the thing would be with requests is taking the most iconic, most popular songs. So straight away, Mr. Brightside by The Killers, Wonderwall or Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. Bryan Adams, Summer of '69.
Yeah.
Pick another one. I've got some here. Let's go with Sex on Fire, Kings of Leon. And if you learn them, but not necessarily have to include them in your set, someone could come over and say, oh, can you play Use Somebody by Kings of Leon? Well, we don't know it, but we do know Sex on Fire. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. All right, yeah. No, that's really good advice.
That's the way that I've always gone about it. Wonderwall is a song that I will never put in my set. And I've only ever played it once live. It was the best. It was probably one of the best gigs that I've ever played because everyone played along and I hardly sang. I had someone, they took the mic, passed it round the room, and by the time it got back to me, the song was done.
Oh, brilliant.
I didn't have to do it. It was great. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend.
Relatively easy song to play as well, isn't it? Relatively.
It is, yeah. It's about 6-7 chords. Most of Oasis stuff is though.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, the last band practice we had at Boz's house just before the lockdown again, we were just chatting about new tracks to put in, and we'd only ever had the one mic for a while, so we never had kind of a backing singer as such. Okay. And Boz has it by him now. So I said, oh, now we've got a second mic, can't we do Acquiesce by Oasis? And we learned it in about 5 minutes. Two lads were having a fag. The drummer and our bass player were having a fag. And when they come back in, we were basically, obviously guitars and vocals only, but we were nailing Acquiesce. So we were like, all right, well, we'll put that in our set list then.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I've suggested the Mr. Brightsides and the Kings of Leon and stuff like that, but the guys, and rightly so, not the guys, but all of us are kind of, when we do go doing gigs, we want to do songs that people know, but not songs that everybody plays.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
but that advice you just give there to keep it in your back pocket for requests and stuff, I think that's worth learning them just to have that there in case that scenario obviously crops up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is good to have them there. Like, I learned Mr. Brightside years ago, and I don't think I've actually played it. There was one gig, and I won't name the venue, but it was in Flint. And I had this person come up to me, and they said to me, "Are you playing Mr. Brightside?" And I said, "Well, I was actually going to. Yeah, is that okay? Did you want to request it, or could you not play it, please?" And obviously, without naming names, they hopefully won't mind my saying. But basically, it was played at I think it was their dad's funeral. And I went, completely understand. Don't worry, I won't play it. But it was since that I've just left it out. I haven't really done anything with it. It was just, it had a bad vibe to me after that.
Yeah, no,
I felt awful. I actually went up to the person afterwards and said, "Are there any other songs you'd like me to avoid?" And they said, no, that's it, thank you.
All right, Jesus. Yeah, that was one of the ones that I did at my 40th, funnily enough.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Mr. Brightside. Yeah, it was.
Oh, God. Well, you've got two different ends of the spectrum there where it can be used.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, you don't think about things like that, do you? I suppose.
No.
Especially such an uplifting song as well.
So. I know. It's a shame. No, as I say, mate, thank you so much for doing this. It really does mean a lot.
No problem.
So next thing for you guys, you're just sort of looking at a set list, trying to get things sorted. Now, where can people find your music and your page?
We're just on Facebook at the Blueberry Hawks. So if you go onto the Facebook page and just type in the Blueberry Hawks, and it'll all come up on there. Brilliant. So I think we've got about 150 people that like the page at the minute. But obviously, if you share this interview again, then we might get a few more. But as I said, we were just trying to build up a bit of a following for when we can do a gig.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are friends and family, and people from work and stuff that like the page. But I think they're all kind of on board and just seeing how we're kind of getting on, really. But obviously appreciate any likes and shares and anything like that, but which is sometimes difficult to get people to press that button, unfortunately.
It's a shame, because you get so many requests on Facebook per day, don't you? It's like,
exactly.
So and so invited you to this. Okay, like 10 minutes later, so and so invited you to this.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Nah, as
I'll always try and share and like pages like your own that Andy put us onto when we did the gig.
Yeah.
When we did the Live Aid song for you. So I've always kind of followed what you've been doing since, and I'll always like and share things. I haven't got around to listening to your EP yet, but it's on my list to have a listen. So,
that's brilliant. Nah, as I say, mate, thank you so much for doing this. It really means a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
All right, brilliant. Have a great day, pal.
Thanks a lot. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Take care, mate. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.